Welcome to ABC Racing, and on today's challenge I'll be doing the challenge Furious on the Assetto Corsa. For this challenge we'll be using the Toyota Supra Mk IV, which was used in Fast and Furious. This car in this game has been faithfully recreated to match the Fast and Furious, so it's got 690 brake horsepower instead of the normal 280 brake horsepower. So they've just gone full film mode here and just gone, well, we'll just check everything on it. Well, except for the NOS, which they haven't put in. So you can't use the 100 extra brake horsepower that the NOS system would have given them. But anyway, this is around the track Vallelunga, but it's the short version of Vallelunga. The target time is 1:22, and I have to say, this is by far the hardest challenge I've done yet. Only 0.6% of players have got first place, got the goal time on this challenge. The car itself handles quite well. It's quite quick to build the pickup, but it's hard to be able to get the time. The time is a real challenge. Also, there's something strange with this challenge. The more laps I did, the slower the car seemed to get, which is obviously the opposite of what you'd expect. And as soon as I'd restart, I'd find like half a second. So I don't know what that was all about, but basically the more laps I did, the traction controls seemed to kick in on the corners, which would lose you drives and driving out. But on this car, you can't really turn off the traction control. It's a factory setting, and turning it off just means the car's pretty much undrivable. You lose way too much time. With all that said, let's get into the hot lap and I'll talk you through it and I'll show you the setup at the end as always. You'll see that I've slightly damaged the gearbox on my out lap. It's not enough to affect performance, and the turbo is showing that it's damaging the engine as I rev as well. Again, it's not enough to slow the engine down on your hot lap. Going through the gears, we'll be going into top gear before the left, right, left kink. The first left is flat out, but stay as far to the left as you can. Braking when the tarmac changes colour, using about 50% force, not too much though. Once the car's rotated and biting into the corner, get back on the power all the way down to the next hairpin. Braking around 120 metres before the hairpin. My preferred technique was going down into fourth, then into third through the first apex, accelerating through and then changing back up to fourth on the second apex. Accelerating now and going up through the gears into top gear. We've got a fast right hand kink, which we're going to feather the throttle through and brake immediately after. Down into fourth for this tricky left-hander, use all of the track on the exit. Up to fifth, then down to fourth, then down to third. Use third gear through this right-hand hairpin for better traction through the corner and the exit. Staying in third, you want to be braking at the end of the wall on the left-hand side. Down into second, rotating quickly through the hairpin and watch the traction on the exit of the corner. Short shift up to third to get better traction. Keeping in third for the chicane, brake and start the curb in. Only a little dab you need to help your car rotate through the left hand, then the right hand chicane. Change up to fourth on the apex for the right hander. You'll be shifting up to fifth, then down to fourth for the last corner. You use fourth gear throughout the whole corner for best traction through and on the exit of the corner. Maximise the track on the exit of the corner. The more you can let this car throw, the less the traction control will kick in. And that's it, another gold achievement. I gotta say, I was getting fast and furious trying to do that challenge. Especially the furious bit when you're like 0.05 away. And when that happens like 3 times, you know. With the setup, gears I've got set to 10-45. I found that was the best compromise between acceleration and top speed. Tyres got the semi-slicks on with the front left pressure of 25, front right pressure of 27, the rear left is 25 and the rear right was 25 also. With fuel, I put 9 litres of fuel in there, which gives you about 3 laps of hot lapping. And if you don't achieve the target time within that 3 laps, I'd restart rather than going into the pits to avoid the glitch that I was having. Electronics, I've left traction control on 1, I've left ABS on 1, and the turbo I've turned up to 100% just to get you that extra power. As I said, it will show that it's damaging the engine, but ignore that because you're only doing a few laps and then you're restarting anyway. Even if you want to come into the pits and then go back out, you can repair the engine when you come back into the pits. With the aero, I've got the rear wing set to 10. There's not much between the different settings. reducing it helps with the rotation of the car. So if you find your understeering on corner entry, you can reduce it a little bit. If you're finding your understeering during the corner, you want to have it to the maximum. With alignment, I got camber in the front set to -2.4. The toe is set to -40. The camber in the rear is 0.7. And the toe in the rear is 75. Dampers, the bump in the front is set to 7, the rebound is set to 0, the bump in the rear is set to 4, and the rebound is set to 10. Drivetrain, the diff power is set to 25% and the diff coast is also set to 25%. Generic, brake bias is set to 63% and the brake power is set to 100%. You can reduce the brake bias down to about 60% if you wanted to. Suspension, the anti-roll bar in the front is 0. The wheel rate in the front is set to 81. The height in the front is set to 12. The wheel rate in the rear is set to 107. The height in the rear was set to 20. And the anti-roll bar in the rear was set to 0. So thanks for watching again. I hope it does help you get the target time and get this gold achievement. As I said, it was tricky, so just bear with it. Give it a few laps, get used to the car handling, get used to how the ABS and the TC kicks in, and just try and work with the car. And as I said, restart the sessions. Don't try and go into the pits and continue using the delta time, because I found it was getting slower and slower, and there's nothing you can do about that. If you've enjoyed this video, or any of my other videos, then please like and subscribe to my channel so you can see other challenges and other videos that I'm going to release. I do appreciate you taking your time to watch the video. I really do hope that it helps you. Don't forget, if you've got any questions, you can ask me in the comment section and I will respond to them comments. So thanks for watching and have a good day.